Have you ever considered that the very people you trust the most, your family, your closest friends, even colleagues you thought were allies, might quietly become the ones working against you? This isn't the plot of a thriller movie, and it isn't some exaggerated story designed to shock you. No, this is the reality that some of us walk through every single day. The silence, the whispers behind closed doors, the carefully crafted smiles that hide intentions. They can quietly unravel everything you've built. And the most unsettling part, often you won't see it coming until it's too late. Imagine the person you grew up trusting, the one you shared memories, hopes, and secrets with, sitting in a courtroom or a boardroom or even at a family dinner, with every word calculated to diminish you. The betrayal isn't loud, it's subtle, almost invisible, but the consequences are devastating. Your reputation, your achievements, the very essence of your integrity can be quietly undermined by those you least suspect. And yet, because it's invisible to most, only a few will recognize it before the damage spreads. That's the terrifying elegance of these hidden schemes. Now ask yourself this: if someone you trusted could turn their back on you to gain an advantage, to protect their own interests, or to satisfy envy, how would you respond? Would you crumble? Would you seek revenge? Or would you find a way to rise above it? Think about it carefully, because these are the real questions that life throws at you, questions more piercing than any fictional drama. This isn't hypothetical. It's a reality for anyone who dares to stand for integrity while surrounded by self-interest and hidden agendas. Consider the chilling scenarios: false testimony meticulously prepared to frame you, cash quietly exchanged to influence outcomes, whispered instructions to manipulate perception. Each act calculated, each lie rehearsed, each betrayal hidden behind layers of courtesy and affection. It's the kind of complexity that makes even the sharpest mind pause. And yet it's happening all around you, quietly, in ways that many people never recognize until the full impact hits. But here's the twist: these silent machinations, as clever as they seem, can unravel when met with awareness, intellect, and careful observation. The very details designed to conceal the truth, tiny inconsistencies, over-rehearsed narratives, too perfect alibis, are the clues that reveal the hidden hands behind the act. Law enforcement, justice systems, or even the simple clarity of your own discernment can detect patterns invisible to the untrained eye. The truth, though, doesn't hide forever. And this is where it gets even more compelling for you, the viewer. You are being granted access to secrets that most people will never see: the mechanisms of betrayal, the precision of hidden agendas, the ways in which power and money can be used to manipulate trust. You're stepping into a perspective that feels almost forbidden, a vantage point where you understand not only that betrayal exists, but how it operates in real time, often right under your nose. This isn't gossip. This is insight, and it's rare. So brace yourself. The next moments you spend watching this are not just another video, they're a guided glimpse into the hidden dynamics that shape your world. You will feel the tension, the shock, the disbelief, and the icy awareness that even those you love most are not always who they appear to be. And once you see it, there's no going back. You'll understand the stakes, and more importantly, you'll begin to see how to navigate them. Are you ready to uncover what others hoped would remain hidden forever? Because this is where the truth starts to unfold, and where you, the chosen one, begin to see the subtle power plays, the silent betrayals, and the hidden currents shaping your life. Every lie leaves a trail, every bribe leaves a fingerprint, and every carefully orchestrated betrayal carries the seeds of its own undoing. You might think that once a scheme is meticulously planned, once the details are perfected, it can never fail. But here's the hidden truth. Perfection itself can betray the deceivers. The more carefully someone tries to construct a false narrative, the more likely it is that the cracks will appear, and often in ways they never anticipated. Imagine a situation where a trusted person, or even several, create an elaborate plan to undermine you. They craft testimony, rehearse stories, and arrange the timing of every word and gesture. Every detail is too precise, every memory too clean. At first glance, it seems airtight, impossible to challenge. But human nature and the natural imperfections of life are unforgiving. Small inconsistencies, slight hesitation, a misremembered date, these tiny flaws are magnified under scrutiny. And in a world where the consequences are high, those imperfections become the first sign that something is terribly wrong. Now picture the tension as investigators, detectives, or even your own intuition start to notice these subtle cracks. Each over-rehearsed line, every overly specific detail becomes suspicious. The irony is striking. Those who believe themselves in complete control are actually being exposed with every calculated move. The very act of trying to manipulate reality with precision becomes the instrument of their own downfall. The trap they set was meant for you, but instead it reveals them. Consider how this unfolds in real life. You might not be in a courtroom, but perhaps at work, in a community setting, or even within your family. A colleague exaggerates a story to discredit you. A friend spreads rumors designed to manipulate perception, or a family member subtly shifts facts to create doubt. The details might seem perfect to an outsider at first, but anyone paying attention, the right observer, the right mind, can start connecting the dots. And those dots form patterns that are impossible to ignore. The drama intensifies as the layers of deception are peeled back. Each lie, each hidden transaction, each whispered instruction becomes part of a larger mosaic that is slowly revealed. What once appeared unstoppable is suddenly vulnerable. The conspirators who thought they were orchestrating the events perfectly find themselves caught in a web of their own making. The suspense builds because it's no longer a question of whether their scheme will fail. It's a question of how thoroughly the truth will surface, and how much of their hidden manipulation will be exposed before it does. And here's where the tension becomes irresistible for you, the viewer. You recognize the scenarios because they resonate with real life. Perhaps you've seen someone you trusted act suspiciously, or you've experienced subtle manipulation that left you questioning your reality. The situations described aren't just drama, they're mirrors reflecting patterns that exist around us every day, often unnoticed until it's too late. That's why this story is so compelling. It's not hypothetical, it's universal, and it forces a confrontation with the hidden layers of human behavior. So now the question emerges, piercing and unavoidable in a world layered with cunning plans, deceitful words, and calculated betrayal. What truly triumphs? Is it the cunning orchestration of lies, or is it the quiet, unyielding power of truth? The answer begins to reveal itself as the patterns emerge. The inconsistencies are highlighted, and the manipulators discover that they underestimated the very forces they sought to control the scrutiny. The discernment, the evidence that always has a way of surfacing. By the end of this revelation, you understand one critical truth: the universe has a way of correcting itself even in the smallest details. The more perfect the lie, the more glaring the evidence of its artificiality. What was intended to suppress, destroy, or control is instead illuminated, teaching you that awareness, patience, and careful observation can turn any scheme into a lesson in resilience and insight. And it's this insight, the ability to see beyond the illusion, that becomes your most powerful tool. The most frightening thing in life isn't betrayal. It isn't the whispers behind closed doors or the subtle manipulations that threaten to unravel everything you've worked for. No, the truly terrifying moment is when you realize that you were never weak in the first place, that the strength, resilience, and clarity you've been cultivating quietly under pressure and often in isolation were always enough to see through the schemes and rise above them. You've carried an inner power that cannot be bought, borrowed, or fabricated. It's a combination of wisdom earned through experience, insight sharpened by observation, and patience honed by life's most relentless tests. This power, the authority of knowing who you are, what you stand for, and the boundaries you will never compromise, is your greatest weapon against deceit. When someone crafts a false narrative, rehearses every word, or dangles money and favors to influence perception, it may seem formidable. But integrity has a light of its own. It illuminates the cracks in every fabrication, exposes every hidden motive, and turns every carefully laid trap into a lesson you are equipped to master. Consider how this unfolds in real life. At work, perhaps a colleague attempts to take credit for your ideas. In your personal life, maybe a friend or relative spreads rumors or bends facts to manipulate perception. These moments are tests, but they are also opportunities. Your inner strength allows you to perceive the inconsistencies that most people miss, the gestures, the tone, the timing, the overpolished stories that almost seem too perfect. Every detail intended to conceal the truth becomes a beacon revealing the lie. Money cannot cover it. Lies cannot sustain it. And over time, the quiet consistency of your integrity always surfaces as the undeniable measure of your character. This is where empowerment truly begins. Understanding your own resilience, seeing the ways in which truth always asserts itself, and recognizing that the forces meant to diminish you are powerless against a spirit that refuses compromise. This awareness changes everything. It is not arrogance, it is clarity. It is the deep knowing that you are capable of navigating challenges without surrendering to manipulation, fear, or resentment. Ask yourself, have you ever experienced betrayal or a hidden scheme that no one else recognized at the time? Perhaps a subtle act that could have undermined your reputation, or a whispered lie meant to turn allies against you. That moment of recognition, the instant you perceive the layers beneath the surface, awakens something profound. It's the realization that you were never truly at the mercy of others' deceit. That insight transforms fear into authority, doubt into strategy, and adversity into opportunity. And here's the beauty of it. This power is applicable everywhere. In your career, you learn to navigate office politics, identify the true intentions of colleagues, and assert your value with confidence. In relationships, you discern sincerity from pretense, protect your energy, and foster connections that honor mutual respect. Even in everyday social encounters, the ability to read motives, recognize subtle manipulations, and respond with poise sets you apart. These are not just survival skills, they are your blueprint for influence, resilience, and mastery in the real world. The truth is, empowerment is contagious. When you stand firm, act with clarity, and honor your principles, others notice, even if silently. Your presence alone communicates strength, discourages manipulation, and elevates the collective consciousness of those around you. By embodying this authority, you are not just protecting yourself. You are creating a space where honesty, integrity, and courage are recognized and respected. So consider this a moment of reflection. The next time betrayal arises or a carefully planned scheme surfaces, ask yourself, are you reacting from fear, or are you stepping into the power you have always carried? You are not defined by what others intend to do to you, but by how you respond. And the response of a chosen one is always rooted in awareness, integrity, and inner authority. You are stronger than the plots woven against you. You are wiser than the manipulations designed to confuse you. And above all, you have within you the unshakable confidence that truth, discernment, and resilience will always prevail. Your power is real. It is silent yet undeniable, and it is waiting for you to claim it fully. Not everyone around you is who you think they are, and it's your vigilance, your clarity, that determines who wins and who loses in the subtle games of life. The reality is, these people will often act in ways that serve their own agendas, quietly shifting, whispering, or maneuvering behind your back. The question isn't whether these dynamics exist, it's whether you can see them coming, understand them, and respond without compromising your integrity or your peace of mind. Survival in the real world isn't about reacting impulsively. It's about recognizing the patterns, reading the signs, and preparing in advance. Learn to observe behavior beyond what is spoken. Watch for inconsistencies, subtle shifts in tone, or the faint tension that accompanies a forced smile. Every manipulation, every lie, every strategic pause leaves traces. Your task is to notice them not as a victim, but as a strategist aware of the forces moving around you. Relationships, whether at work, in family circles, or in social networks, are often arenas for unspoken contests of power and influence. To navigate them successfully, you must manage your interactions with discernment. Keep track of actions, not just words. Pay attention to who aligns with whom and who benefits from your absence or discomfort. Mapping these dynamics doesn't make you paranoid. It makes you wise. The same vigilance that allows you to detect hidden agendas protects your energy and guides your decisions. Preparation is key. Anticipate scenarios where your boundaries might be tested or your integrity challenged. Plan responses without revealing all your cards. Understand that silence can be a weapon. Sometimes the most powerful response is to allow deceit to reveal itself over time, to let overconfidence and manipulation expose the intentions of others. By remaining calm and observant, you turn patience into power, allowing truth to do the work while maintaining your position unshaken. Controlling your emotional response is another cornerstone of survival. When betrayal or manipulation surfaces, notice your instinctual reactions, but do not allow them to dictate your actions. The strongest individuals in history, those who rise above chaos, are not those who fight fire with fire, but those who remain grounded, measured, and deliberate. By mastering your emotional responses, you prevent others from gaining leverage over you, and you ensure that every decision you make stems from clarity rather than impulse. Practical strategies also include documenting interactions where necessary, trusting your intuition, and maintaining a circle of accountability with individuals who consistently demonstrate integrity. Whether you are at work, managing office politics, navigating family disputes, or engaging in community relationships, these techniques allow you to anticipate challenges, reduce exposure to manipulation, and act decisively when intervention is required. Think of it as creating a personal intelligence network. Your observations and awareness are tools as valuable as any external authority. Another lesson: consistency is your shield. People who bend, adapt, or compromise at every turn may survive in the short term, but they lose authority over their own story. By standing firm in your principles, by maintaining boundaries, and by demonstrating integrity in your actions, you create an aura of reliability that cannot be contested. Others may attempt to manipulate, deceive, or challenge you, but your consistent behavior establishes a foundation that supports long-term influence and protection. Every challenge, every betrayal, every subtle attempt to undermine you is an opportunity to strengthen your discernment. Fortify your emotional resilience and expand your capacity to lead with integrity. Life is a continuous teacher offering lessons cloaked in adversity. Recognize that these trials are not just obstacles. They are tests of character. The more observant and intentional you become, the more effectively you can navigate the complexities of human behavior, converting potential threats into insights and growth. Finally, embrace the empowerment that comes from awareness and preparation. When you understand the landscape of hidden agendas, when you control your responses and preserve your integrity, you are no longer a passive participant in life's dramas. You are an architect of outcomes. You are capable of acting decisively, steering relationships, and protecting your energy. Each challenge becomes a calibration, refining your strategy and confirming your strength. Remember, the power of a chosen one lies not in avoiding deception or betrayal altogether, but in mastering the art of vigilance, resilience, and strategic response. By applying these lessons, you equip yourself to thrive in every arena of life, transforming potential pitfalls into opportunities for growth and demonstrating to the world and to yourself that every challenge can be met with clarity, strength, and authority. Finally, the truth does more than just set you free. It illuminates the hidden forces, exposes every deception, and places you at the center as the one who prevails. After navigating betrayal, manipulation, and the intricate webs of schemes designed to weaken you, you now stand in a place of clarity, authority, and undeniable power. The journey has not been easy and the lessons have been intense, but every challenge has been preparing you for this very moment, the moment where your inner strength, integrity, and unwavering resolve shine as proof of who you truly are. The value of this journey cannot be overstated. You have discovered the power that resides within the strength that is cultivated through endurance, the clarity that emerges from observation, and the integrity that anchors every choice you make. These are not just abstract concepts, they are the tools, the armor, and the compass that will guide you through every situation life presents. Your experiences have carved wisdom into your very being, and now that wisdom is accessible, actionable, and potent. One of the most profound lessons is this: never chase validation from others. The approval you seek externally is fleeting, unpredictable, and often tainted by hidden motives. True authority comes from the internal alignment between your values, actions, and intentions. When you act with integrity, when you honor your principles, and when you remain consistent even under pressure, you generate a presence that is respected and undeniable. Others may attempt to undermine you, dismiss you, or manipulate perception, but the foundation you have built cannot be shaken by their noise. Every trial you have faced, every betrayal, every hidden agenda, every pressure and setback has been an opportunity to strengthen your internal compass. These experiences are not punishments. They are the fires that forge resilience, sharpen discernment, and cultivate the courage necessary to navigate life with clarity and authority. When you perceive deception, respond with awareness. When you are tested, respond with patience and strategy. Each instance where you rise above rather than react in fear or anger is a testament to the power you carry within. Observation and vigilance are not acts of paranoia. They are tools for empowerment. By learning to read subtle cues, to detect inconsistencies, and to anticipate motives, you reclaim control over your life. You are no longer a passive participant in the games others play. You are the architect of your narrative. Your awareness transforms challenges into lessons, obstacles into opportunities, and manipulation into insight. The very attempts to deceive or diminish you become evidence of your capacity to endure, adapt, and thrive. As a member of the community of chosen ones, you are not alone. Stand tall, radiate your light, and allow your presence to influence the world around you positively. Your experiences, your resilience, and your integrity are not just personal victories. They are beacons for those navigating similar challenges. Each act of courage, each display of discernment, and each moment of steadfastness contributes to a network of empowerment that elevates the collective consciousness. You are a chosen one. Stand, shine, and make an impact that cannot be ignored. Now let this be your call to action, not out of obligation, but out of opportunity. Reflect on your own journey. Share your insights and engage with others who seek understanding and growth. Like the video, leave a comment sharing your experiences or lessons learned. Your story has the power to inspire someone else who is walking through their own trials. Share this message with those who need to see that truth. Integrity and resilience are not just abstract ideals, they are real, achievable, and transformative. Subscribe to continue exploring the depths of personal power, inner mastery, and the untapped potential that resides within you. As we conclude this journey together, remember, this empowerment is a continuous practice, and mastery is a lifelong path. Walk forward, knowing that your presence commands respect, your decisions shape outcomes, and your resilience is a testament to the heights you can achieve. You have faced the fires of deception and betrayal, and you have emerged not just intact, but transformed. Carry that truth with you. Let it guide every choice, inform every interaction, and illuminate every path ahead. So go forward with confidence, clarity, and courage. The world may test you, but it cannot break you. You are stronger, wiser, and more resilient than any challenge you face. Let this be your reminder. The truth always rises, integrity always prevails, and the chosen ones always stand victorious. Thank you for being part of this journey. May you continue to grow, inspire, and shine, leaving your mark on the world that cannot be erased.